with all our campuses. If you are coming from Limpopo, you can go and settle your debt at our campus in Polokwane. If you are coming from Bombela, the same at Malahleni. And even here on campus, we have arranged in Swashangobe for those who want to settle their debt, they must go to the North Campus. But here in Pretoria, of course, they must come to Building 21 to make sure that now those who are able to pay must pay, and those who cannot pay must make what we call now AOD. To arrange that now they pay what actually is owed to the university, because we need money to survive. This university is university for the people. So for it to survive, we need to get cash.
Now, can I add one thing there? People must just also remember that TUT is a cashless institution. Payments must please be made either by EFT, or the money must be paid into the TUT account, and the information of our account details is available on www.tut.ac.za.
Yeah, indeed. In case you didn't hear that, that is www.tut.ac.za. Now, Mr. Director, before we actually move to the next point, can you just briefly take us through what are some of the documents that are needed for one to actually settle this acknowledgement of debt procedure?
Well, a copy of the parent's ID, and then also proof of income, that's very important, and proof of residence. They must provide that, and then also if they make any payments to the bank, then they must bring that proof of payment along.
So in a case where a student is perhaps working elsewhere, and they are the ones who want to settle the debt, is it allowed, or they still need to come with a parent or a guardian?
The parent or guardian who's responsible for paying that bill must come along with them. If they're going to pay their own outstanding debt, then they can come and make the arrangement on their own. But it's vital for them to do that, to continue their studies and to receive their certificates if they completed their studies.
I can add there, because why we're trying to say the parent or the guardian must come this time, we're trying to avoid where we have been saying students must actually prepare an affidavit. We have noted that now they actually give affidavits wrong way, and then they simply get anything from the street, and that's not helping. We take it that now parents sometimes are not even aware that now their students who are here or their children who are here are not paying the fees. So we are saying, please, as a parent, take the responsibility, come and settle the debt, come and see what your child is owing, settle that debt, that now the child could continue with the education.
It's 15 minutes after the hour, 12 o'clock, in case you just jumped in. It is the A-list between 12 and 3 p.m. Yes, on Swan FM 93.6, the station that rocks you most. It is, of course, Gauteng's fastest growing radio station by far. And yes, I said 2015 was the year where we saw a number of things happening, of course. And here we are, we're speaking about, the challenges in higher education. We're trying to find ways in which we can assist students who are indebted. And here's a system that works for you best as a student if you are at the Tshwane University of Technology. Now, back to you, Prof. Fees must fall. I think we cannot divorce it from the challenges that we're facing as TUT. Now, we saw everything that has happened, just this year, and looking at some of the the amendments that were done by other institutions, how do you think is it going to impact TUT coming to the year 2016?
Firstly, I must indicate, Mukese, that now we as a university also support the issues of free education, but that must be done in a responsible way. We say currently there's no policy that says there's free education. There's NSFAS that actually assists our students who are actually in need of their education. In order for us now to get our students who are indebted, we need to make sure that now they make arrangements in order for them to come to the system. Yes, the fees must fall has come, but unfortunately, it has come up with a lot of violence at TUT. If you look at the damage that we've actually incurred, I can tell you that as I sit here, the damage that was caused for TUT is about 8 million rands. And where do we get that money? And unlike other universities where the project was just peaceful, but TUT, of course, we are mindful that now the students who caused this violent protest are some of the people who are not even students anymore. This is why I say we are going to make sure that now we are not going to allow any person who is not a TUT student to access our campus. Indeed, they must come and settle their debt. They must make sure that now education continues, because education without any finance cannot actually succeed.
And Mr. Wright, I think we're moving to the next one now. This one is a burning one, and I know that you've been, we've seen you in a lot of, media publications where you're speaking about this one, the No Walkings campaign. Tell us about that, because I mean, if Prof is now saying that you guys are not going to allow any students to come in without identification, so now what happens to those students who normally would traditionally come in institutions with the late applications system? Can you just briefly take us through that one? How does it work?
I think in 2016 it's going to be even more important for people not to walk onto campuses because of the examinations that will be taking place, and it might disturb some of the activities that are going to take place from the 11th of January. We have an online application inquiry system which has been working very well for the past 3 years. It's available on www.tut.ac.za, and it will be up and running from 11 to 15 January. And the way the system works is that prospective students can go and check if there's space available in the course that they are interested in. If there is space available, they can submit one inquiry. If they meet the academic requirements for that specific course, they will be invited to submit their application online as well. And then the rest of the process will be followed. If there are interviews or admission tests or whatever to be written, they will be informed via SMS.
So even for those who have applied and have not got any responses, they must be patient. The university is still busy with that responses, right?
Yes. Please do not walk onto campus. You can go to the website to check your status, and if there's no information, rather phone the contact centre on 086 110 2421. It's going to be a lot cheaper than to come to campus, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to just do your things online or via the call centre.
01238249936. On Facebook it is Tshwane space FM space 93.6. On Twitter it's at Tshwane FM. And of course 20 minutes have passed since the hour 12 o'clock. You are on the A-list officially between 12 and 3 o'clock with myself, the pioneer, Mr. Karakara. And I'm going with the spokesperson of the Tshwane University of Technology, Ms. Dila, the writer right there. And of course Prof Mukola is in the house as well, speaking about the hashtag fees must fall. And of course Prof, I saw an article here on News 24. There's an article again on some newspapers the Vice Chancellor spoke on regarding fees must fall. But as well, there's a recent one that says that allegedly government has actually boosted NEFSAS with 4.5 billion, looking at the shortfalls that have actually happened, and looking at the fact that there will be no fee increases coming into the year 2016. So how do you think this will actually impact institutions like TUT and other former disadvantaged universities, if I may say?
We welcome that. We have seen that actually have a printout of the statement, but unfortunately, as we sit in here, we don't have official statement from government. So I take it this is a process that they are going to put in place to make sure that now this thing goes through government, get approved by cabinet. Before we get that information actually official as a university, we cannot rely on that information up to now. We really say if that happens, we would actually welcome the idea. The arrangement that we are making, if that money comes in, it would fall off. But for now, because there's no guarantee that that money is being put in our account, we cannot rely on that statement at the moment, unfortunately.
Mr. Writer, you've been at the center of most of these actually quagmires that have been happening in the higher education and training section. Now, looking at the fees must fall campaign that has happened this year, and looking at the status of universities now, and just going into towards 2016, what impact do you think this will have actually on institutions?
It's going to have a huge impact on institutions. It has already had an impact as far as damage to our property has been concerned, the reputation damage to institutions, and I think we acknowledge the right of students to protest, and we've been very vocal about that, and we've been vocal about our support for the fee-free education, but we need to follow policy and we need to follow procedure, and things need to be done in a disciplined manner. What I would also like to draw attention to is TUT started its own initiative to assist students, and I would like to invite stakeholders and especially alumni to contribute to the TUT Bursary and Scholarship Fund. It was launched towards the end of 2014. It's been growing very well. There's about R1 million in the fund now, and there is a proportion to which it's going to divide it. The percentage will be reinvested to ensure that it keeps growing to assist future generations. And then there's also a portion of the money that will be made available in 2016 already to assist students.
So universities are not just sitting down; they are also, making means of making sure that indeed, students are educated. Remember, education is the key to open all these doors if you're going to make it in this lifetime. Prof, closing arguments before we let you go. I know it's a Friday, it's the 18th, and you want to go to Limpopo.
I want to see my way onto the Limpopo, yes. Maybe to add to what Villa said, actually, students must appreciate that now. This is their staff who are actually contributing to this fund. They say we want to see our children getting education. So don't discourage them by not using this fund accordingly. So, in closing arguments from me, I say, look, the results are out today. And we want to wish well those who have actually made it and those who have not actually succeeded in getting the proper pass. There's still a chance to come back next year, February, right to a re-examination. If you have got between 45 and 49, you are still welcome to really re-enroll and actually write to examination. And we hope and wish that they will be successful. Our young people here, they're the future of this country. And then we want to make sure that now TUT, as Prof University, give them the best. And use this university now to get education. As you know, we can see that now. Our young people who come here, they get quality education. You see they are all over the show. They are in all industry, in government, because we give the best from this university. So help us to actually fulfill our vision and our mission as TUT.
Mr. Writer, I know you're very good with quotes. Closing arguments just before the festive season.
Well, congratulations to those who've completed their studies successfully. We're very proud of you. The guys who haven't exactly made it, please make use of the opportunity for the re-examinations, like Professor Mukula said. And then if you want to give a good Christmas present and you don't want to go waste your money on all sorts of things, consider contributing to the TUT Bursary and Scholarship Fund. It is the first patron of the fund is the Deputy Minister of Higher Education and Training, Mr. Nduduzi Manana. Follow his lead, follow the lead of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Lawrence van Staden, the Chancellor, Dr. Mukula himself, Professor Mukula, as one of the founding members. The entire EMC is contributing to the fund. And if you need more information, you can send me an email on directorw@tut.ac.za, or you can phone the call center and get more information on how to contribute. And every cent counts.
25 minutes after our 12 o'clock, Dr. Miles Monroe, the late, he says, when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable, because TUT says they empower people. So if you know your purpose at TUT, you'll be one of those who are empowered. It's 25 minutes, and yes, it is the 18th of December. I think it's time for me to actually, allow the prof to go to Limpopo. And I know that Mr. Writer likes taking holidays. And I would like to thank you so much for actually taking time from your busy schedules to actually make sure that our students are actually imparted with this expensive knowledge. And I know that TUT has a social media pages. So if you are actually, a student and you're into social media, make sure that you check them on WeChat, on Twitter, on Facebook. They're available. And do make sure that you also visit the website so that you can get all the updated information. And yes, we are looking forward to see you next year if you are a new student coming to TUT. But do remember that you follow all the procedures, and all the best to those who passed today. And if you didn't make it, Prof Mukola says there's still an opportunity. You might be a professor like him in the future. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.